Now, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that every child is born on fitrah. And this is an important concept in Islam. Fitrah is the inherent nature of the human being. It's his aboriginal nature. It is believed in Islam that human beings are good in their nature. And that it is diseased societies that will affect the nature in a diseased way. Now, this obviously is not congruous with the traditional Christian belief of the corrupt nature. But there is a similarity between the Islamic and the Christian belief in that there is a hadith that says that every child is born with a black seed in the heart. And this is similar, but not the same as the understanding of original sin. The actions of the parents affect their children. And there are, like in the Bible, the idea of visiting on 7 generations, which is, it's a lot. You're dealing with 64 parents. There is that concept in Islam, that your actions do affect your offspring. But there is no accountability of the offspring. In other words, nobody bears the burden of, you do not, like in some of the Chinese traditions, you have the idea of inherited curses. That a family gets cursed for doing wrong in one generation, and their offspring will suffer the fate of that curse. But there is a belief in Islam that righteousness will affect your offspring, and also wrongs will affect your offspring. We have that ability to completely destroy the fitrah. The parents can do that to the child. They can ruin it. I mean, that's what happens. Fitrah is not, children will not be, if they are nurtured properly. Now, there is bad seed. There is a concept of bad seed in Islam. There's definitely a concept. In other words, there is a belief that there are shayateen al-ins, which are demonic humans. And this results, one, that demons will actually partake in the insemination, that there's hadiths that indicate that people that are like in fornication, and it's interesting because Islam accepts marriage in every tradition. Even though it doesn't accept the Buddhist as a people of the book, they're accepted as a tradition in that they can pay the jizya tax according to Imam Malik, but their books are not accepted as revealed books. They're not rejected, but they're not accepted. It's not in the articles of faith like the Bible and the Gospel. But Buddhist marriage is accepted. If two Buddhists become Muslim, their marriage is valid. They don't have to renew that marriage because marriage is believed to be a divine institution. That it was through revelation that marriage came about. So marriage in any tradition is accepted. And therefore, children that are born of legitimate marriage in any tradition, those children have the protection of the sanctity of the union. Children born out of wedlock do not have that protection. And there can be effects on the children because of that. And one of the things that the Prophet ﷺ said is, beware the wrath of bastard children. Beware the wrath of bastard children. That if you do that to children, they will be angry. And their wrath will come back to you. And he said, if illegitimacy spreads amongst a people, then they are spreading the wrath of God amongst themselves. And the wrath is in the children. Because that was a right that you have deprived them of. They have a right to legitimacy. And if you do not give them that, you have oppressed them. And oppression engenders anger. And they don't know why they're angry. Right? They don't know why they're angry, but they're angry. And for our country, when you're looking at 70% illegitimacy rates amongst certain communities, right, and the dominant community, it's in the 40 percentile range, right? Which a lot of you grew up in an age where, you know, girls disappeared in high school, right? I mean, it's really amazing how much has changed in our generation, right? I mean, in 1968, a woman was kicked out of Vassar for living with a man in an apartment. 68. And it's really interesting how that's happened in this culture.